So we end up with a structure for growth, and we call the end result E. Now let's find out how to compute it. This compact formula gives us a convenient way to compute if you have a calculator or a computer. Plug in the numbers for n, you get the answers. It seems that when n gets greater and greater, the result doesn't change much. So can we rest assured that this number is good enough? To understand why it behaves this way, we need to analyze the result. We need to know what it's made up of. But this one number answer doesn't have any structures. So we want an expansion of this structure into different components. That way we can analyze what's important and what's not. To see how to do it, let's use a simple case, where we grow for 3 periods. This 1/3 means the growth in one period. Let's use symbol R to preserve its meaning, because then when we expand it, it prevents it from collapsing into a single number. Now let's break it down into 3 multiplications. We can think of the first one here as the mother cell. The multiplication branches into 2. Multiplying by 1 is like the original cell rolling over. Times R is like the cell grows a portion of it. Then going to the next period, each will roll over and also grow. Then multiply once again. Now each node branches into 2 again, roll and grow. If we aggregate the terms, this is what we get. Now let's think about why we have such terms. They can be understood if we know their meanings. For example, 1 cubed means it rolls 3 times, grows 0 times. 1 squared r means it rolls twice, grows once. When r squared means rolling once, grows twice. And r cubed means rolls 0 times, grows 3 times. Then let's think about the number of each term. For example, why we have 3 1 squared r? That's because there are 3 ways to grow once: grow in the beginning, grow in the middle, or grow in the end. So that means we can think of this 3 as the number of ways to pick one period out of 3 for growth. So it's a combination problem. Let's use this notation. It means the number of ways to pick 1 out of 3. We will explain how to calculate it later. But there is only one way to roll 3 times, grow 0 times. So the first coefficient means the number of ways to choose 0 intervals out of 3. And this is the number of choosing 2 out of 3. And the last one is the number of 3 out of 3. Now we can deal with a more general case, where there are n periods. First, let's think about the type of terms. We have 1 to the power of n times r to the power of 0, meaning roll n times, grow 0 times. And the number of it can be obtained through thinking about the number of ways to pick 0 out of n. Then we have 1 to the power of n minus 1 times r, meaning roll n minus 1 times, grows once. The coefficient is the number of ways to pick 1 out of n. Then 1 to the power of n minus 2 times r squared, meaning roll n minus 2 times, grow twice. The coefficient is to pick 2 out of n, and so on, until 1 times r to the power of n minus 1, meaning roll once, grow n minus 1 times. Coefficient is picking n minus 1 out of n. To the last one, roll 0 times, grow n times, with a coefficient of picking n out of n. In the next video, we will see how to calculate this coefficient.